Well, we are also joined by foreign policy and security analyst Umar, who's joining us on this broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Just want to get a quick sense from you. What's the situation right now? Reports that are emerging that about 11 people have been injured. Could you take us through some of the details? Mr. Umar, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Preliminary information that we are getting right now is that about 11 people have been injured. Are there any details that you could share with us at this point?
Yeah, what we know so far is that this appears to be a terror attack. It does not look like any natural explosion or something like that. And it's likely that we will have some deaths. There was a recent statement by the Turkish authorities that there are some casualties from the Turkish side, that some civilians died in it. We don't know at the moment how many. And unfortunately, it looks like a terror attack which we haven't seen for many years. And it's likely, even though we don't know anything, that the PKK might be behind of this, because the type of attack indicate this from the playbook of the PKK terror group. We cannot make a clear statement now, but some indications hint toward the PKK.
Mr. Umar, if you could just explain a little bit about the area for all our viewers to understand where this explosion actually took place, how popular is it, and the fact that this took place on a Sunday. It is expected that the number of people would have been far more. Could you just take our viewers through a little bit of details of the nature, the area where the explosion took place?
Yes, that's what I meant with the details indicate it's the PKK likely. First of all, the Istiklal Caddesi is the most famous street in Istanbul, and Istanbul is the biggest city in Turkey by far. So it has 5 times more citizens than the second biggest city in Turkey. And Istanbul was booming with a tourism inflow. We had many tourists from the Arab countries, from Asia, from Europe, from Russia, from Ukraine, etc. And these, most of these tourists would visit the Istiklal Street. So conducting a terror attack there is a specific attempt to harm not only Turkish civilians, but to also harm the Turkish economy and the Turkish tourism sector. And these all attacks, this attack does not look like a kind of attack which was conducted by ISIS in the past. And secondly, the timing of it is at the time when the Turkish security force were crushing the PKK in northern Iraq. So it's likely that it's the PKK. We cannot say anything for sure, definitely. But the Istiklal Caddesi, I mean, on a Sunday, this is where all of the Istanbul residents go to shop, to spend time with their children. And unfortunately, really sad, there are also children among the ones who were targeted. And I hope that none of them will die from this.
Mr. Umar, as I understand, there is a video that has been put out on social media, and I believe that a video that was put out by you. Could you tell us a little bit of details? Were you present at the spot when the explosion actually took place, or was this a video shared by someone whom you know? Because what we're trying to do is perhaps piece together what really has happened over the last few hours.
Yes. First of all, I'm not on the attack site. I'm safe at my home. But I got this video from social media, and there are many videos circulating at the moment from inside in social media. However, there are also some footage from previous terrorism attacks inside Turkey 6 years ago. But these, as a terrorism expert, I can easily recognize. But the one I shared is definitely from today. And it indicates that no one was expecting such a blast to occur and such an explosion to happen, which may indicate, and the footage first from the side, that the bomb was exploded without any pre-warning, without any chant, without any slogan said before, and that it came abruptly without any previous knowledge. So the goal was to kill civilians, to harm the economy, and to just terrorize the people. And unfortunately, it's really a sad moment for Turkey. We cannot at the moment say who is behind this, how the bomb was planted, or if the terrorist was at the attack site during the explosion, or if he or she left the bomb case there. We don't know this, and we will know more with undergoing Turkish investigations. At the moment, the priority is to rescue and save the civilians who were targeted at this attack. All the streets toward Istiklal Caddesi, the street are blocked now. Turkish police, the Turkish ambulance, the health and emergency task force, all are deployed to the area. And I hope that it will be resolved very soon. And it's likely that we may see a terrorist organization claiming responsibility, and it's likely that the Turkish security officials may find out who it was, because the Istiklal Caddesi has cameras on every spot. So anyone going in and anyone going out of the street is recorded, and therefore I think the security footage will provide the Turkish security officials with information about who was it and how the attack occurred in detail.
Mr. Omer, if I could also take this question with you. I know this could be extremely premature and it would require a thorough investigation. But as far as Turkey is concerned, Turkey has taken a very strong position with regards to the Ukraine-Russia war, and you've steadfastly supported the Ukrainians. Do you suspect, as a security analyst also, I would like to take this question with you, that there are repercussions for the kind of positioning that Turkey has taken?
So I would not assume that, because at the moment Turkey is among all of the NATO states in the best position, also with Ukraine and with Russia. Turkey has a policy of neutrality in which Russia appreciates what Turkey is doing, as well as Ukraine is appreciating what Turkey is doing. And I do not I think that it's likely that it's related to this. What is more likely is the ongoing military situation in northern Iraq. We have seen in recent time that the Turkish armed force has cleared a huge military bastion of the PKK in northern Iraq, the Zab mountain region. And with this operation, the PKK first initially propagated a claim that Turkey used chemical weapons to draw international attention. But as these claims were void and did not have any kind of proof, and Turkey does not possess chemical weapons, the PKK could not drag the international attention to the realities, to the ongoing clash in northern Iraq, and in order to put pressure on Turkey. So it's likely that the PKK has now resorted back to its old strategy of targeting civilians inside civilian territory to terrorize Turkey and to terrorize the Turkish people, and to indicate that any military operation against the PKK terror group will get such a reaction from in terms of terrorist attacks. However, that being said, we cannot definitely say, but this is my personal analysis and guess at the first moment. With more details, we will be able to speak more certain, and it will be easier to point towards the likely culprit of this attack if the terrorist organization itself does not even claim responsibility.
Mr. Umer, Istanbul is certainly no stranger to attacks that have taken place in the past. Back in 2017, also 39 people were killed after a gunman had opened a fire in a nightclub. And also the fact of the matter is that ISIS has targeted Istanbul in the past. How do you look into the recent developments, and would you say that that is also another cause of concern, that this could be an attack carried out by the ISIS?
It's possible that this is an ISIS terror attack as well. We cannot at this moment deny an involvement of ISIS. It's also a possibility, but I think it's less likely because the tactic and the strategy of terror attacks of ISIS is different, and this does not fit into the conduct of operation by ISIS. So it's more likely in an ISIS terror attack that we would have a suicide bomber who tries to get as much attention as possible rather than causing an explosion ad hoc without any pre-warning. So an ISIS terror attack, it's likely that he gives some footage for the security cameras to propagate the ISIS propaganda. And secondly, we know also that since 2017, there was no terror attack inside Turkey because of the cross-border military operation. Since Turkey launched its cross-border military operations inside Syria and in Iraq, we have seen that both the PKK and ISIS were not able to conduct new terrorist attacks inside Turkey. And at the moment, the capacity and the ability of ISIS has reduced in Turkey and in Syria as well. However, that being said, we also need to think about the detail about the capture of a very high senior ISIS figure by Turkey. So Turkey captured a very senior ISIS figure who was claimed to be the next leader of ISIS. And it's also a possibility that as a form of revenge that ISIS is behind that. But as I said, ISIS is a possibility, but PKK appears to be a more likely possibility at this moment.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Umer, for putting this into perspective and hoping that you and your family members all are safe.